Hey, Coach Cruisers and Mardi Gras Cruisers that aren't part of our Coach Cruise family yet. And I'm going to invite you to subscribe and like and hit that notification bell for the next time we come out with a video that is of interest to you in a ship that you may be going on. In this case, the Mardi Gras or some other ship, and from excursions to cruise vlogs to a whole list of things. Tips and things like that we give you, we can help you out. But today we're going to be talking about the Carnival Mardi Gras, and believe it or not, the Carnival Mardi Gras does have a few things that some Mardi Gras cruisers hate, and you're going to find out what those things are right after this.
I just can't get away from a good time.
Okay, so let me first start by saying I struggled to do this video because there is so much about the Mardi Gras to love that it's difficult to pinpoint anything that people actually hate. So I had to really think and go back and go look through videos and things like that, and see people's comments to identify 5 things that Mardi Gras cruisers hate about the Mardi Gras. And like I say, hate is such a strong word. I don't even feel like it should qualify as hate. And not all Mardi Gras cruisers will hate these things, because honestly, not all Mardi Gras cruisers will be affected by these things or are interested in these things. But if you are a Mardi Gras cruiser and you will, venture into any one of these 5 things, then you very well could hate it as well. So let's find out what those are. Okay, so the first thing, if you're a coffee drinker, you're feeling like you need that cup of coffee, you're going to go down to the Java Blue Cafe and get yourself, I don't know, I like the large caramel latte. That is my choice when I'm cruising, usually. Sometimes we'll mix it up and do a little white chocolate or something like that, but that's usually what I go with. And I get all anxious, I go down to the Java Blue Cafe and womp womp, I see a line of about 50 people deep waiting to get coffee. That is something you might, and many Mardi Gras cruisers have hated about the Mardi Gras, because they want their coffee. We all want our coffee, right? And sometimes the lines are just crazy long at the Java Blue Cafe, and you have to settle for that big tier down to just the normal free coffee. And I know some of us, we like our really good coffee, right? So that is something some Mardi Gras cruisers hate. But at least in this case, I have a solution for some of you. Okay, so the Bar della Rosa is a little hidden gem on the 8th floor, and the Java Blue Cafe is on the 6th floor. But the Bar della Rosa also has the deluxe gourmet espresso machines and everything else like that. So you can go up there and you can get just as good a cup of coffee there, and the lines, I promise you, will be 1/10 of what they are down at the Java Blue Cafe. So that's a little hidden secret. Not everybody knows that or thinks to do that, but that's something that you can do. Okay, the Havana bar also serves a pretty good cup of coffee, more along the gourmet line. So if that is open in the morning, or if it's brunch time when you get up and around, that is another possibility as well. So there are solutions, at least to this first one. Now let's talk about number 4 and what Mardi Gras cruisers hate. Now, this may be inclined more to the younger people or you adventurous people out there that are a little older like myself, but I do like to get on the ship and go do some of the fun things, like the water slides, for example. And I don't do it often, but one day out of every cruise, I like to go up there and go on all the water slides, be a kid again, right? And just kind of enjoy and swoosh down there real fast and everything. And I gotta tell you, I've been on the Vista and Horizon, I forget which one exactly, maybe they're both about the same, but I've recalled going down and whooshing so fast that, and I'm a pretty big guy, so I think my weight, combined with the speed of the water and the slides and the turns and everything, helps accelerate me down those slides. And I mean, I've almost come to the end, when you whoosh down and they have that long section for you to come out. I've almost come to the end because I've come down there at such a speed and such a force, right? And it's been a lot of fun. And I've gone down it multiple times. Let me just tell you, there are 3 different water slides, and I was so looking forward to trying these out. 2 of the 3 are big duds. I'm just going to call them yellow, blue, and orange, okay? The yellow and blue, big time duds. People that like water slides have said they've hated them or thought they were boring or they're weak or whatever else. They're just not much of a thrill. I mean, maybe to a little kid that hasn't got that big thrill-seeking adrenaline rush yet, they're going to be plenty of fun. But to those people that really love water slides, the yellow and blue are a dud. But there's a saving grace, and that is the orange slide. So what the orange slide is, for those of you that want to try it out, it's one of those slides where you stand in it, and you're standing on a floor that, like a little trap door opens up. And then you just like fall down like, a full story or so on a very slight incline. So you're not going to like break an ankle or anything like that. You come down on a curvature and just kind of whoosh through. But it's a little scary because, when you're in there, there's this little computer voice and it goes 3, 2, 1. And then boom, the floor just drops out from under you and whoosh, you go down through this. So I did get a thrill out of that one. It was an adrenaline rush. So that one kind of makes up in a large part for the yellow and blue, which are duds, and some people have said they hated or thought were very boring. All right, so let's move on to the third thing that Mardi Gras cruisers have hated about the Mardi Gras, or some cases. Okay, now this one I actually took interest in. All right, I mean, more interest in, like the first couple, like I said, didn't bother me too much because there's solutions to them. I still had some fun, but this one, I didn't go up there that often to be a hate. There's plenty of things to do on the Mardi Gras where you can, not have to hate something that you're going to do it so often. But for people that really like to go outside and jog or walk the track on the upper decks and the tracks that they have on the ships, and for those of you that do, you know what I'm talking about. They're not super spacious, but they're at least large enough where I would say at least 2 people, right, could run side by side, if not 3 people, and you would have space so long as nobody was in your way or whatever. The Mardi Gras ship, the largest carnival ship of all time, you would think, okay, it's, holds 6,000 people. How many lanes are there? 6 lanes? 5 lanes? 4 lanes? 3 lanes? How about 1 lane? 1 lane, about yay big, for 6,000 passengers, okay? So for somebody or the people that really enjoy jogging outside and going around the track and everything, it is very frustrating because if you have more than, say, a dozen people walking around up there, you're constantly having to jog behind somebody who's walking or wait until you get to a certain part, curvature, whatever, where there's enough space for you to go around and everything. So that is something that some avid joggers, runners, and walkers have hated about the Mardi Gras. And it's legit, and I'm interested to see structurally, with the bolt being up there and all the poles and beams and everything, and everything that they tried to squeeze on the ship. I don't know if it's going to be possible on the celebration for them to accommodate or allocate a little bit more space, but if they could, I think, they would or should try to add a lane or 2 and make that track a little bit larger. All right. So here is number 2. And number 2 is the Serenity deck. And you may be saying, wait a minute, the Serenity deck is awesome on the Mardi Gras. And you're correct. It is awesome. It's the most spacious Serenity deck of any Carnival cruise ship to date, right? Here is the hate that some people have, okay? And even my wife, Anita, made this comment after she, messaged me that she was going up to the Serenity deck. She messaged back, it's not serene. And what she was referring to is the pool, okay? They have this massive area that they reserved for the Serenity deck, and they put a pool up there, which is awesome. because there's only one other Carnival ship that has a pool to my knowledge, and that's the Sunshine, and it's a very small pool as well. But the thing about this is there seemed like there was so much more space that they could have made the pool a little bit larger. And again, I'm no engineering expert, so I don't know what the qualifications or what you need to make the pool larger. But I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal to make the pool larger. So when you go up there, so many people enjoy that space, which is a wonderful space, that the pool is absolutely packed. People are in there packed like sardines, and it's just not, that serene experience. I mean, it is fun. Like if you're just going in there and you want to talk to people and everything else like that, you can have a good time doing that, but it is not a serene environment in terms of, relaxation and just kind of kicking back, but you can have fun there. So take that for what you will. I mean, if you're going up there thinking it's going to be a very, very chill environment in that pool area, it's going to probably be packed unless you're going off hours, like around dinner time or going very early in the morning. So keep that in mind. That is something some people hate. Now, my number one hate of some Mardi Gras cruisers is for a select group of Mardi Gras cruisers. So this may not even apply to you. But the number one hate on the Mardi Gras is the Havana area. The Havana area, for those people that love the Havana area on the Vista class ships, there has been hate in regards to it. And it's understandable. After surveying and viewing the Havana area on the Mardi Gras myself over the course of 2 weeks, I didn't actually stay there, but I did view it and go back there a couple different times. Now, on the Vista class ships, when you walk out the back of the Havana area, there is a very large, generous size pool. And often there's only about a dozen people in there, plenty of room for everybody to, enjoy themselves, talk with people, have drinks, whatever. There's also 2 very nice size hot tubs. Okay, and then of course you have your indoor outdoor bar. Now you do have that on the Mardi Gras, but the pool is tiny and it's way off to the end in one corner. And it's just like, I don't know what they were thinking. People have just loved the Vista class Havana area setup, and why they went so far away from this. I don't know whether they thought like, hey, we'll just call it the Havana area, we'll cut some corners here and there, and people will still love it. They don't. And they're not going to be paying the amount of money that they pay in upgrade fees, on the Vista class ships to get this experience, because honestly, it's just not as good. It's just not as good, and people have hated the Havana area. So if you're looking to book on the Mardi Gras and you've been to the Havana on the Vista class ships, do not think it's going to be the same. Okay, do not book there if it's a substantial increase in the cost. You will probably be much happier in just standard balcony with saving that extra money and using that extra money on something else than you will if you go in the Havana area, if you're expecting the same type of situation, which it's likely not to be, like I said. So take that for what you will. And again, if you're not somebody that planned on staying in the Havana area anyway, it's not going to matter much to you. That number one. There is one bonus negative, and this is just for me personally, because I've talked to other people and they said they have liked this, but common sense wise, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, and that is Chebang. Okay, that's the Spanish Mexican fusion with Asian Chinese food, and those two just don't seem to go together with me. That's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like hamburgers and sushi or something like that. Like I don't know, I just don't feel like that food, those food choices or those food regions kind of go well together. Now, I'm a big fan of Gigi's, and that's Asian style cooking that they have on several other Carnival ships. And, I've been a big fan of the Blue Iguana and stuff like that as well in the past. It seems like something's missing. Now, I will say this. I only went to Chebang like 3 different times. And all 3 meals were not anything to write home about. They were okay. You know, they weren't terrible by any means, but it wasn't like, oh wow, this is really good, or with the exception of a little churro type thing with ice cream that I was fond of. That's about the only thing that I was like, yeah, I'd like to eat this again. You know, so I think they kind of missed on that. I think I'd stay away from the fusion type thing, or if I was going to do a fusion, it would be something a little closer together that worked better together. I think when you have all the different chefs back there, in 1 minute they're cooking an Asian dish, and then the next minute they're cooking, you know, a Spanish dish or a Mexican dish. You know, you can't. I don't think it's fair to expect it to come out just perfectly, right? I think people that are constantly cooking Spanish dishes or they're constantly cooking Asian dishes, it's more likely that those are going to come out better. I mean, that's just, to me, that's just common sense. So that's my little bonus nugget. And again, that's more of a personal opinion. Not everybody has hated Chebang, but you know, it's not my top choice. I'll say that. I wouldn't say hate, but I didn't like it. Okay, so that is all I have for you. I hope you liked the video. I know I have a tendency to run my mouth a little bit too long sometimes, but I hope it was worth a listen. If you got this far in the video, then I'm guessing you liked it enough. And since you liked it enough, you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and you'll be the first to know when I have another video coming out. That's all I got, everybody. Hope you liked the video. Like I said, hit subscribe, hit the like button. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate you, and we will talk to you soon.
I just can't get away from a good time.